muscle expert. He knows more about the human body and anatomy than pretty much anyone I know. And so today I thought I would bring him in to share a little bit about what he does, where he sees value in soft tissue work, massage tools, Moji in particular. Why is it even necessary to do some of these recovery methods that we talk about and take for granted all the time? What's the mechanisms behind all that?
Simply put, as far as muscles, why do we need to take care of those muscles? Why do we need to provide a muscle hygiene type program? And where Moji fits into play, at least in my practice, is that Moji provides the brushing and flossing of those muscles. Very simple, not going to get into the heavy duty physics, but we'll keep it at a very elementary level. Muscles do one thing for us, and that is generating force. Muscles generate this force via the sliding filament theory that was established back in 1954 by Huxley and Huxley. Now let's take a closer look at what constitutes force. Force equals mass multiplied by acceleration. And the really cool thing about what your muscles do, we have 642 muscles, and what those muscles do, they simply provide force. That's it. Why do they generate force? They generate force to move your body through time and space and do the things that you love doing. So you're not in prison in your physical being. In addition to that, your muscles generate force. Why? To protect you. So just real quick, Scott, give me your hand. If I were to take your hand and quickly jerk it, kind of show me what you would do. Oh, there you go. So these opposing muscles generated force, so my incoming external force wouldn't override the strength of tissues and cause tears or strains, sprains, and fractures. So our muscles generate force to enable us to move and to protect. Not to mention that they look good as well. Right? Let's take a look at how we can manipulate how well our muscles work. We can increase mass, and if we increase mass, we increase the potential to generate force. We become better movers, better performers, better protectors. But in addition to that, we also have this variable of acceleration. Now, in regards to acceleration, there's a key point to be made. We have muscle fibers, several different types of muscle fibers, slow twitchers, fast twitchers, type 1s, type 2 ABs, and all that sort of stuff. But really it comes down to muscles contract at about the same rate. They all accelerate at the same rate. So when I say that, it sounds a little bit confusing, but what I'm talking about, and hopefully this provides that clarity, is that if I were to move the mass of my lower arm up, I'm going to do that by recruiting these muscle fibers of my upper arm, my bicep area. So I'm going to recruit so many employees to move my arm up. Now the muscle fibers that I recruited, they were recruited at 100%, and that's called the all or none law, and that applies to neurology and the muscular system as well.
Yep.
So in order for me to move this same mass faster through time and space, how did I do that? Did I accelerate faster? And that's where the confusion comes into play. I didn't accelerate any faster, I just merely recruited more employees to get the job done. I recruited more muscle fibers to move the same mass. Guess what? I moved it that much more quickly. So the concern with moving our bodies through time and space and protecting comes down to an acceleration issue. So really what it comes down to is our ability to recruit the right number of muscle fibers or employees at the right time, or it's a biochemical concern where inside the muscle fibers, not outside the muscle fibers, inside the muscle fibers generate force with these protein filaments. Not getting too deep here, but they're called actin-myosin filaments. And what can happen is they can become biochemically stuck. So if those fibers become stuck either neurologically or biochemically, we lose the ability to accelerate. And if we can't accelerate, what happens to force? It's compromised. What happens to our ability to perform and protect? They're both compromised. So we end up compensating to move through time and space. Now we're a ticking time bomb. We also have increased pain or paresthesias because now your body isn't able to negate incoming external forces and you want to protect yourself. So if we just simply provide, this is what I've done in the past 20 years in practice, I focused merely on providing you I needed to get you unstuck.
Yep.
So if we get you unstuck, we restore your ability to accelerate, If we restore ability to accelerate, you're able to generate force, therefore you're able to perform the way you'd like and protect. Moji is a tremendous tool to provide the umph, especially with the addition of heat. I've got my hands, but I've only got my body heat.
Yep.
This is a tool in the hands of clients to unleash so much more potential.
Yep.
It's a great gift.